I remember the quiet first. Not the music, not the applause, just the way the room held its breath before something happened. People think weddings are loud by default. They aren't, they're carefully noisy. Laughter is cued. Smiles are held in place. What leaks through if you're paying attention is what doesn't belong. I noticed it when my sister arrived. She was radiant in a way that felt intentional, almost aggressive. Her dress was perfect. Her smile landed a fraction of a second too late on each face. She kissed my cheek and held it there, whispering how proud she was, how happy she felt for me. Her hand stayed on my arm longer than necessary, fingers pressing lightly, as if checking something underneath. I told myself I was being unfair. Weddings make people suspicious. Old histories don't evaporate just because flowers are involved. My husband stood a few steps away, speaking quietly with two men I knew only by first names and posture. He wasn't in uniform, but he carried himself the way he always did, contained, aware of exits, eyes scanning without appearing to. We had agreed not to make his work a presence today. This was supposed to be a normal life moment. The gift came after dinner, when the room had softened. My sister approached with a box wrapped in cream paper, tied neatly. Too neatly, no card visible, for you, she said, voice sweet, public. Something special. I reached for it out of reflex. That was when my husband spoke. Not loud. Not sharp, just final. The word cut through the room because it didn't belong there. Conversations thinned. Someone laughed uncertainly, assuming it was a joke they hadn't caught. I turned toward him confused. What's wrong? He didn't look at me. His eyes were on my sister. You brought a threat into my home, he said. The word home landed harder than threat. This wasn't about the wedding. It wasn't about embarrassment. It was about perimeter. For a moment, my sister didn't react. Then she smiled, the same practiced curve she had worn all evening. A smirk, really, amused. As if she'd finally gotten the reaction she wanted. That was when I noticed the room change. Chairs scraped back, slow and controlled. Not all at once, just enough to register. The men my husband had been talking to stood. Another near the window shifted position, angling slightly. No one touched my sister. No one raised a voice. Authority doesn't announce itself. It reorganizes space. My sister's smile faltered. Just a crack. This is ridiculous, she said lightly, looking around for support. It's a gift. Are we really doing this here? My husband finally looked at me then. His voice softened by a degree but not the message. Step back, he said. I did. That was the moment my loyalty split cleanly in two. And I understood it had been waiting to happen for years. Someone asked quietly if we should clear the room. Someone else murmured about the kids. My husband lifted a hand, everything slowed. He didn't accuse her of anything specific. He didn't explain. He didn't have to. One of the men, older, calm, the kind of person you listen to without knowing why, spoke to my sister. Ma'am, he said, we're gonna need you to come with us. Her fear arrived late. But when it did, it was unmistakable. Her eyes flicked to the box, then back to me. You're choosing him over your own family? She asked. It wasn't a question. It was a verdict she'd been rehearsing for years. I thought of childhood secrets shared and later weaponized. Of favors that came with strings. Of how often I had explained her behavior to others, and to myself. I'm choosing safety, I said, surprised at how steady my voice was. The box was taken carefully, sealed into another container I hadn't seen brought in. No one opened it. No one speculated aloud. Speculation is for people without responsibility. My sister was escorted out through the side door. No spectacle, no shouting. Just the quiet consequence of having misjudged a room full of professionals who did not confuse kindness with weakness. The ceremony resumed. Not seamlessly, nothing ever does. But intact. Music returned, glasses were refilled. People avoided my eyes in the way they do when they've witnessed something they don't yet know how to categorize. Later, alone with my husband, I asked him how he knew. He shrugged. You don't get certainty, he said. You get patterns, weight that doesn't match. Timing that doesn't make sense. Confidence where there should be hesitation. Was it really dangerous? Wes. That was all he offered. That was all I needed. I thought about my sister that night. Not with triumph, not even with anger, but with a dull, grieving clarity. Whatever she had intended, she had believed blood would protect her from consequence. She had believed social rules would override professional ones. She was wrong. My wedding photos don't show that moment. They show smiles, sunlight, a dress falling just right. But when I look at them now, I remember the silence most of all. The way trust, once fractured, doesn't shatter loudly. It simply rearranges what you stand on. I married a man who knows how to keep threats from crossing thresholds. I lost the illusion that family always means safe. Both things can be true.